neighbor, jogger. Catch another flight. We're gonna have a good time.
Interesting.
Cape Town International Airport. Here we come. We're catching our flights. We're attending the News 24. We are presenting. We're catching up, you know, with the world's South Africa's future. Don't catch a story. Can't you say something better? In our job, our qualifications. Better catch another flight. We just wanna have a good time. Hi, Chomi. Main character. Guys, see our Pakistan. There is it. Whoa, I said man, look at me, bruh. Look at me. Ooh, yo, I hope this is worth it. Okay, now so we need to find one. We passed the robot. There is another one, another entrance, like you know. I am I not? I am in progress, that's the time. Love it. Come on.
Now we may be coming to you from a very wet and windy Cape Town. Some of you swam over, saw what you look like. I escaped with an umbrella. But we can definitely guarantee you that we're going to have heat to have to practice during the tea break, which will be at around 10:45. If you're tweeting, social mediaing, Facebooking, Instagramming, please use hashtag News24.
In the country. So thank you very much for your support. Without you, we can't do this and we can't keep on doing this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In the words of the late and great Tina Turner, we called you when we needed you, our hearts are on fire. So now 1 million people visit News24 every day, making us the largest website in the country. Of those, we've managed to convince about 8% so far to subscribe to go, but we believe we have started a trend and that events like this will convince many more people why they should support journalism with their rands and cents. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, time to welcome my colleagues, Kunita Sikunati and Peter. Good morning. Good morning. You're all fleeing from Johannesburg. Are you dry?
Dry, and you know, looking at the load shedding schedule, much better here than in Joburg.
well, we're not going to go down that road immediately. But Juanita, I do want to start with you. I think many people here, like myself, are very excited about your panel, which is the
And
next.
how are you offering it? And I think that is why we are here today, Adrian. Not to sort of bemoan what we feel every day. The lights are off, we live it. The economy is stagnant, we live it. The question is, what of the same benches are now playing different roles in 2023? But also, what's important is that we're seeing how the friction between these leaders play out in real time in terms of governance. Let's just talk about what happened 2 or 3 weeks ago in Johannesburg, where Action SA and the Democratic Alliance just could not get onto the same page. We see what's happening in Tshwane, where Action SA and the DA are in coalition, but Action SA is pointing fingers and taking the DA to the Public Protector and to the South African Human Rights Commission. These are twists and turns in our sort of South African political landscape that we've not seen before.
Out near Imalahleni in Mpumalanga. And Sukunati, it's the biggest man-made structure that I've ever seen in my life. When you approach Kusile on those bleak and white plains of Mpumalanga, it looms in front of you. It just seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you're in one of those turbine halls, Kusile has 6 units. It's enormous, and you can literally see opportunities for corruption abound everywhere. Because what happened with Kusile, it was part of a contract entered into with a number of companies, including a company with strong ties to the ANC. The ANC extracted millions and millions of rand from the Kusile and Medupi build project. So it was born in sin, Kusile, and now we're living the sin 10, 15 years after. So Eskom, unfortunately, is a company that's on the brink. It can't be brought back. And we're going to have to make other plans.
Peter, you are part of these kind of off-the-record behind-the-scenes discussions about the winter and the next few months, and then also the next kind of 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, are you seeing any green shoots in these discussions around renewable energy, around fixing or selling power plants, about the role of the electricity minister that still doesn't have powers?
Andre, yes. So let's just, there are 6 ministers that have line of sight over Eskom. You've got the Minister of Public Enterprises, that's the shareholder minister. Pravin Gordhan. Then you've got the Ministry of Energy and that's Gwede Mantashe, that's responsible for policy. You've got the Minister of the Environment, that's responsible for regulatory affairs. You've got the Minister of Finance and Treasury that looks after Eskom's dire debts.
Go out and express themselves forcefully at the ballot. We will again sit with this problem for another 5 years, and it will only get worse. The EFF has never tried to pretend that they are interested in governing. They have always been about the personal interest of the leadership.
Juanita, before I go to the third question, just quickly, what's your take on this whole issue of the better the devil you know scenario that could actually put the ANC back at 50 plus?
I think that both the ANC and the EFF, and the DA rather, used to give to voters, and they did it for the last maybe 3 elections, where a vote to a smaller party is a vote wasted.
Yes.
Right? And what we've seen is that a vote to a smaller party is not a vote wasted. It actually can be the determiner in
She started flagging corrupt, allegedly corrupt financial transactions at the department.
Thanks, guys. Alright, we move on now to the role of the opposition in fixing South Africa. We're going to look at coalition politics, who's going to play with whom, where, and for how long will the current affairs last. Juanita is going to be joined by John Steenhuisen, leader of the Democratic Alliance, Herman Mashaba, leader of Action SA. Herman has just paid for what is probably the most expensive pseudo-autobiography in South African history. Songezo Zibi, who is leader of Rise Mzansi. Songezo, of course, writes his own books. Musi Maimane, leader of Build One South Africa. Musi, I'll write your next book, but we start negotiations at 13 bar because the tariff has already been set. Enjoy.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Thank you so much, everyone, for this opportunity, and for our panelists for joining us here today. Now, before I start, I just want to alert the audience that there is a poll on the screen. What's your biggest concern about a possible national coalition government?
Things around, because we really don't have much time to wait. It was 15 months to the next national government elections, provincial elections. I think if you look at some of the polling that's come out in recent days, you'll see in Gauteng, the parties that are
I mean,
We're going to get back to that. I think that's a
so I see polls and so forth, but at the end of the day, multi-party coalition in South Africa. We've entered that era, whether we Herman Mashaba likes it or not. South Africa has entered an era of coalition, and we need to really grow up and understand that ANC is going to do everything possible to destabilize. I've had an opportunity to be the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. I know the type of tricks that they play in destabilizing you. So if you're not awake to these realities, unfortunately, we will keep on having the kind of disturbances and disruptions that...
We just sort of do what, just looking at the car and saying, the car is breaking down, the car is breaking down. You were the leader of the opposition in a previous life, and there was a time where opposition leaders or opposition parties would just point to the deficiency in the African National Congress and not sort of come up with a real tangible CV or a real. Do you think that era of opposition politics is over? And what do we learn from that, where we just shouted at the ANC for a very long time?
Thank you, Juanita, and good morning, everybody. I take this perspective. One is, South Africa finds itself in some ways not in a too unique a scenario as part of the global economy finds itself, right? We are entering into a significant period of global transition, whether it's on security, whether it's on digital, whether it's on climate, whether it's on issues even around
landscape. As I said, in Johannesburg, if we get 3 votes, we have done well. We're sitting with 44 councillors just in the city of Johannesburg. It's one in 19, Ikululeni, the party 1,000 votes. We acquired 550,000 votes. Launched during COVID, where all the clever people said we stood no chance. Yesterday has been...
Takeaway points from here, we're clearly moving towards a profound moment of reset. I think we all get that. And the other thing to note, did you also get the feeling that John is wooing Songezo? I thought as much. Okay guys, please go to slido.com. We've just uploaded a brand new question for you. After this particular panel, based on everything...
I'm your classmate. Once again. Like, why would he do this? Guess what, man? Guess another guys in TV. Nyama's TV. Yo, guys in. Now, welcome to the Debbie show. So we say that joke. I guess I call Muzel get cops. Son. We are no longer son. I guess I'm on the guys.
Oh God. Oh, child.
Cookie soul.
perhaps also opportunities from this.
This thing, something is going to give. Let's wait and see. Now they are saying next. Let's turn the page and move on. That is the response that whatever is happening in the country at the moment is invoking from capital holders, which is
You, the head of retail and business banking at Nedbank, you're absolutely at the cold face of what's happening now in the economy. What can you tell us about how consumers and businesses are actually holding up?
I think South Africa is going to have to abandon this developmental state agenda. Because for you to be a developmental state, you need to function. You need to know what you're doing. You need to at least be good at the basics. Just the basic administration. And we're failing at the basic administration. So we're going to have to...
Thanks very much. So just a couple of points. I love how we ping-ponged between the good, the bad, and the ugly on that one. So just when you start feeling a bit desperate, then someone throws in a line that makes you feel a lot better. But so I'm putting out the funny ones, guys, because we need to laugh a little bit here. We are in a permanent state of first base. That was my first line. The second one was, we are failing in government mainly because administrators don't understand the difference between income and casheroos. Casheroos is my book there, right? We send in hockey players to play rugby, but we should be unlocking the entrepreneurial spirit that we are seeing in the informal market, because the sparks are there. And my best line was that when CEOs are asked why do they invest, why are they still here, they're the sharp oaks, right? Okay. They're saying because we cannot be victims of our circumstances, but we need to be architects of our future. Now this is Cape Town. You see in Joburg when I say clever things, everybody claps. Okay, taking us now to lunch. Ghanaians.
It's part of a criminal enterprise. When the criminals influence the policy, and what happens, they instruct
To experience it. We experience it on a daily basis. And that attitude must change. Coming to your question of being in the process of the channel, this is what I say. We need to
and that can help secure a sustainable and livable future for all. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. Ayanka, you're a young person who's hearing all of this information.
Need a much larger push and a much larger pull from the political perspective to actually get us on an integrated resource plan.
Thanks very much, Denise. I just want to tell you a very quick story. So a couple of weeks ago, I traveled to Frankfurt, which is a little town in the Free State. One of the areas that contributes to food production, as we know, basically known as the bread basket of South Africa. So the impact of load shedding there is massive. Farmers can't plant. There's no point. How are you going to irrigate? How are you going to harvest? And
78% that shook the nation. That's when Ramaphosa stood up in the podium and said, we are going to get all children reading for me.
Yeah.
Because this 78% is huge.
Based African philanthropic corporate in Stellenbosch, and then you have the Stellenbosch kids. You look at the trusts and foundations that fund the civil.
And I think that people in this room, if you are not registered to vote, you've got to register to vote. If you were thinking that your disillusionment means staying away from...
And that's where we wrap up. So we've been listening to this the entire day, and a point that I thought we need to make is that summits like this aren't meant to make you feel depressed, guys. They're meant to paint a really frank picture of where we're at. And my thoughts, it's all about active citizenry. There's no plan B. This is the plan. And the power is ultimately...
That's on per. Okay, this is my last coffee for the day. We are leaving now. We just got out. Girl is doing aesthetics for her coffee and her stuff. I didn't take anything, guys, because I'm so full. Like,
you're so
really.
full. That's
and
okay.
she's not full. She still wants to go to race and still eat more food. This is like my elevator. The elevator. Yes, the elevator. Like elevating. We are elevating.